My Art Attack Scrapbook. Hello there. Good to see you and welcome once again to my Art Attack Scrapbook. Now, before we get into my scrapbook today, I want to take you to one of my favourite places to get art materials. Do you want to see my favourite art store? Here it is. A rubbish bin. Look at this. There's lots of interesting old scraps in here and bits of rubbish. And do you know what one of my favourite art materials is? A rubbishy old cardboard box. Yeah. They're so versatile, you know. You can use the corners, you can use the flaps, you can tear off bits of the side. And where do I keep all my old art materials? In my rubbish cupboard, of course. Take a cardboard box as big as you can find and pull the top flap up on one side like that and the bottom flap out like that. Cut the whole of this side out and you'll have something that looks like that. Now, you could use that to make a little cupboard, but let's not mess around here. Let's go for the big one. Take the rest of the cardboard box and open it out flat like this. Now, this part will be the cupboard, and these two flaps will be your cupboard doors. Now, to fill the cupboard, just take some assorted boxes and cartons that you're going to throw out in the rubbish and just lay them into position on your cupboard. First of all, onto what will be the bottom shelf, like that. And it's a good idea to use different types of cartons and boxes, different sizes, because you're going to be putting different things into your rubbish cupboard. And then do the top shelf, just putting them into position where you think the top shelf is going to be. And you notice here, I've just neatly trimmed the edges of the boxes, like that, so I can get things into them without hurting my fingers. And don't forget, if you're going to use plastic bottles, wash them out, otherwise they'll really pong. Now, when you've got your top shelf into position and you're happy with it, just draw a line underneath the boxes, like that, just to show you the position of your top shelf, and then move your boxes off your cupboard, top and bottom, and then put the rest of the detail of your cupboard in. So, OK, I'll complete that shelf. That's the top shelf. Now the bottom shelf will be down here. And at this stage, you don't have to be neat at all, because we're going to be painting it in a minute. This is just a rough guide for you. And I'm going to do the whole frame of the cupboard in like that. And then I'm going to do the frame of the two doors in. And don't forget, this is the inside of the door, so you would see the frame like this. There, like that, and one on the other side. And you can put in other little bits of detail later on, like hinges and the locks. And there it is, just a rough guide. Now, listen, this is very important. This area here and this area needs to be painted black or a very dark colour, because this is the back of the cupboard, and you want to make it look as if your cupboard has got depth. Now, to paint your cupboard using poster paint or acrylic paint, I've got some acrylic paint here, and you can paint your cupboard any colour you like. I'm going to paint it brown, because after all, it is a cupboard, and I'm going to give it a wood finish or a wood colour, or should I say antique pine finish, as they say in the shops. There it is, just sloshing it on. You can do it a little bit more neatly than I am. And when you've done the frame, go over the whole of your cupboard. Do your doors as well. Don't forget to paint the whole of your doors in whatever colour you're using. And don't forget to do these bits in a dark colour. And when you've painted that, and it's all dry, and you've put in your detail, you'll have something that looks like this. Wait for it. Ta-da! Look at that. And you can see what I've done here. I've used different colour brown just to give it a nice wood effect. And I've painted these two areas black. And you see how it makes it look as if the cupboard has got a lot of depth in it, and you can see right into the cupboard. And look at the detail I've put in here. This is just ordinary silver pen for the hinges and the latches. And I've even gone around all the detail with black permanent marker. And this is a good effect. You've seen me do this many times before. Watch this. Just some wispy lines in the brown paint and permanent marker, wispy lines and curls, and you get this sort of great wood grain effect, like that. And then just pop your boxes back into position. There, and that one there, I think. And again, you can just organise these as you go and get them into the position that you want them in. I'm going to put my bottle up there, just about fit into my cupboard. Look at that. And put that there like that, and that on there. And then you can, if you want, put some more boxes on top of these boxes. If I pop that one onto there, like that, and then I just cut some boxes, the flat front of the boxes, and just slip them in the back, and it makes it look as if your shelves are really full and your cupboard is bursting with goodies. Again, I put another little box on top like that. When you're happy with the position of your boxes and cartons, just take a very strong glue, PVA glue or an all-purpose glue, and glue them into position. And here it is, my rubbish cupboard. And do you know what? It's been in the Art Attack office for over 2 years. And the secret to it lasting so long? This stuff, PVA glue. Now, once you've stuck all your boxes into position, you can, if you want to, cover the whole lot in a layer of PVA glue. Now, it'll look terrible when you've first done it, but then it'll dry see-through and it'll make all your boxes nice and strong. And what do I keep in my rubbish cupboard? Well, I've got my pens and my pencils and paintbrushes and CDs and even letters and notes, lots of bits and pieces in there. Try it yourself, a rubbish cupboard.
Hello, Head here. It's not often that his art attacks are that rubbishy, is it? All you do is cut one side off a cardboard box and open the rest out to make the cupboard. Draw and then paint on your shelves. Add details like the wood grain and hinges with a pen. Next, arrange some empty cartons and packets in the cupboard and glue them into position. And finally, cover the packets with a layer of PVA to strengthen the whole thing. So what do I think of the show so far? Rubbish!
Do you know what? Some of the most effective pictures or cartoons are very simple line drawings. Just watch this. A couple of lines like this. And very simple. And this is something that I had to bear in mind before my biggest ever art attack, because I was using an art material that I'd never actually used before. See what I mean? It's just a simple line making a simple cartoon picture. Any idea what it is yet? It may be a simple line drawing, but it wasn't that easy on the tractor, so I decided to have a go with something else.
Oh, what a huge line picture. He looked like a little dot, and didn't he do it carefully? He was barely going at snail's pace. Snail's pace, get it?
You know, just looking through my scrapbook, it's amazing how many unusual things we've got up to on Art Attack. I've done lots of messy things, lots of wild things. I've even done some strange things. In fact, believe it or not, I've even done a weather forecast. Watch this.
The weather over the next 3 minutes will be changeable, starting with very bright sunshine, which will make everything sizzling hot. Sizzle, sizzle. And everybody very sweaty. Then in from the east, we'll have cloudy weather blowing in, which will then turn to storm clouds. Bit of charcoal on there. Smudge it up a little bit. And thunder and lightning. It will then start to rain, very light at first, dripping off everything, becoming heavier later, leading to localised flooding. A couple of little sixes on the floor there, looks like puddles. The rain will then turn to snow, a couple of snowflakes on top, leaving fluffy white caterpillars on the trees and fences and just about everywhere else. And here's a good tip. If you draw little blue C's on the edge of your fluffy white caterpillars, it makes them look even fluffier. And on the snowman, put some blue chalk and smudge that over a bit. Real thick, fluffy snow there. High winds will then blow in from one side of your cartoon. And of course, you won't be able to see the wind, just the effect it has. So leaves will be blown off the trees, and everything else will be blown over to one side. So whatever you do, hold tightly onto your hats, and very tightly onto your umbrellas.
And here's a great way of practicing your own weather forecast. Now, to draw the snow, just draw little sausage-shaped blobs like that, and then just lightly drawn blue C's in there. And then again on the snowman, just to thicken him up and make him look really round and squidgy. And then when the wind comes out, everything blows over to one side. So the snowman's hat flies off in the wind like that. And of course, his scarf, that also flies over to one side like that. And then the sun comes out and starts to radiate everywhere. And of course, once the sun comes out, the snowman starts to sizzle and he starts to melt. So just do little drips coming off him there, just little teardrop-shaped drips. And as he's dripping, you're getting these little puddles or pools forming on the ground, so just little six shapes. And there it is. Again, really simple lines and very effective. Try it yourself, your own weather forecast.
Brilliant! You know what? I've been practicing my own weather forecast. There will be wind in the north, rain in the south, but there will be lots and lots of sun where I am. Oh no! I've got it wrong again!
My name's Michiko. It's Mexican style on my t-shirt. I did it by gunking.
My name's Gemma. These are my glasses. I gunked them. My name's Laura. This is my flower design made out of blinds.
Brilliant idea. Gunking on a t-shirt. And what's gunking? Simple pictures using lines of fabric paints on a t-shirt. Just like this. Again, just a very simple line. And you know, this stuff, poster paint, is also brilliant for squirting out simple line paintings, only on paper. But you know what I'm like? One time, I got a little bit carried away. Really enjoyed doing that one. Okay, here's an unusual art material for you. Pencil shavings. And you know what? You can create some really good effects by sticking them onto some card to make a picture. Go on, try it yourself. Save your shavings and make a picture. And I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!